Super. Okay, now if you haven't seen the mind map, this is a great tool to brainstorm ideas and then quickly render what is there in your mind. Okay, I've been using this mind map royally for the last 4 years. Thanks to my mentors, and this is a great tool. I'll tell you whatever is there on your mind. If you're able to jot down, into pointers, that's going to give us a lot of freedom in thought and clarity. Okay, I've been learning whenever there is a dip in my momentum, I always go back to learning and then start jotting down things. Okay, if I'm not able to have a mind map in my mobile, I'll take the notepad and quickly put down the bullet points. Similarly, the mind map will also help you structure your thoughts, and then rendering is also easier. Okay, unlike PPT and all that, I'm tired. Okay, we all know the corporate environment PPT is something like got some angel. But I'm going to avoid that as much as possible because one is going to take time for the presenter. You need to add a lot of video visuals and all that. Second thing is you need to do a lot of pointers, so a lot of writing. Okay. However, in mind map, I'm just going to jot down what's important in terms of wording because it's good to have the verbose as it is, okay, for in few areas because it makes sense. Okay, there's somebody who's already spoken about it. You might as well want to take it and then move on. And then there's a lot of creativity that is involved. Okay, you don't need to be an expert neither in language nor in technology. Okay, so this is mind map for you. So we used to have a knowledge sharing session. I was telling those who join you and Peter and others, whoever is already in the system, they know how the structure is. So we generally, start with some code of honor, before which I will let you know what is it you are learning. There's a terminology called WIISM. Anybody knows this? Anyway, I've written it here. What is it in for me? This is some industry terminology. What is it in for me indicates that when you go for a conversation like this or attend any call, you would like to know, you say hi to another person and they log in. So you would like to know, what is the session all about? What am I going to get? Another person is joining. What am I going to get from this session? That is what is it in for me. Now in this session also, I'm going to let you know beforehand, what will you get? As I said, you're going to have a continuous learning. Okay? If you're excited, give me a love symbol. Learning is something that working mothers or home owners have lost it. Okay? It's been, especially people who have come here, it's been quite some time they lost that zone at all. So if somebody is giving me a learning, I will see them as a god because one, we don't have that structured thinking. Second thing, we don't know what we want. Third, we don't know multiple perspectives other than what we are, other than what we are going to promise to do. Okay? So if somebody is rendering focus to learning to us, it's pretty important that we grab that opportunity. So I'm going to give you, at the same time, although I'm initiating, and I was explaining this to somebody, this is part of my mission. Okay? Whether I'm going to work as a separate, work environment or not, I will be doing this speaking passively like one. All it takes is you just need to have your internet connection, laptop, and your knowledge. So it's that very simple. All you need to know is also the technology which is going to help you structure your thinking, your thought process, your knowledge into something. And then rendering platforms like Zoom is going to help you reach out. So this I'm doing to satisfy the passion and the thirst in terms of learning and teaching. For others, it could be that you want to learn something because you want to discipline, or you want to bring your consistency, some habits into consistency, or you want to get career ready, or it could still be topics like stress management or relationship management. It can also help you in that. Or it could also be that you learn something now and you want to implement it. You just want to go and share it with somebody in your family or your friends. They're going to surprise. They're going to get surprised that hey, something is happening to you on family. Okay. So at least that minimum guarantee I can give. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 90 minutes weekly. Okay. And it's going to compound 52 weeks in a year, which is close to about 78 hours. That I'm going to be spending with you and you're going to be spending with me. And you will also find some pure learning from me. Isn't it beautiful that out of no cost, okay, it's of no effort, that you're sitting at your comfort of your home on a Saturday morning. All you have to do is just pick your laziness and then wake up and be part of this. Okay? If you're excited, give me the love symbol. The more interaction that we do, it's good both for you not to doze off or not to get distracted, and good for me to get assurance that somebody is listening. Okay. Otherwise, the call is anyway getting recorded. I'm going to be talking to the camera. But for me to get that energy and that I also need motivation in terms of somebody is listening. That is going to give us some synergy at some time. I'll tell you, as and when we get deep dive into the topic, you will know, grab your connection. And then it is easy for you to open. Okay? So that is continuous learning. What is, second thing that you're going to get is peer learning. As I said, I'm also going to be inviting India audience to this community call. Slowly, gradually, you'll also see different time zone people, different professional lines, different mindset people, everybody inside the same group. Okay? That'll be so beautiful. We have seen this. We've already witnessed this. Pooja and other people who have been part of this community calls know exactly how we've synergized our thought processes, our intentions in this very room. Okay, we had few breakout rooms. It was not an intentional breakout rooms where we just did it like an activity, but we will do that if it's required based on the time. Okay? And of course, we will have some activities. Either you may want to do it here, or you may want to take this as a small assignment for you to learn and put it in action. Okay, so that will be pure learning, and you can always find this community in terms of you can go back and ask some clarification. What, Pooja? We attended this call. I implemented this. What's your perspective? What happened to you? please be open to ask those questions inside the community, or you may want to message them separately. So this is an advantage of peer learning, and the community is open to it. Okay? All right. Then there is a 3-step success formula to get your learning into a successful implementation. How do we do this? It is very important that you just not attending a call, but if you want to get this implemented in your life, you need to apply it in a way that it is actually reality, practically possible. I'll tell you how. Because when I say structured planning, structured learning, first of all, you need to get the awareness. Suppose we are talking about productivity, and people do not know what is productivity. And then immediately I jump into, okay, I'm going to tell this, do this activity, you know what is productivity. That person is going to be wrong. So it is very important to have the understanding of what we are doing. It's the same case in life. If there is any problem, understand the subject or the problem statement first. Even when you're dealing with your kids, ask them more about what is the problem. They will be overwhelmed to say a lot of things because the emotions are boiling up. Think to yourself, right? When you're in trouble, when you're in problem at work or at home, understand the problem statement. And then, when you have created the right kind of awareness, with the heightened insight. Now, how do you get insight? Tell me, what are the ways that you can get insight? You can unmute and say. For you to get the right kind of awareness, what are the ways that you will get an insight about a particular subject? Priyanka says she can't hear. Is it still that way, Priyanka? You can unmute and let me know. Hi, Anita. This is Anita from India, or just unmute and let me know. Okay. So people, how do you get insight? How do you build awareness in them? Read about it? Yes. Researching, reading. How else do you build your awareness? There are many ways now. The best thing is Google. After mother, or in fact even more than mother, Google answers you. Okay. That's just not enough. Getting insight comes out of experience, comes out of enrichment, wisdom. Okay. That is insight. But when you get heightened insight, or information is overloaded everywhere, okay, then your insight is a deeper acceptance or deeper knowledge about particular subject. What do you do with that? You're like boiling, okay? Okay, now that I know, you're immediately wanting to apply in your daily choices. That's what we all do. So suppose I know a recipe, I want to put it across. I want to see what is the result. Okay? So that is the secondary nature of awareness. Now after awareness, you're going to have a better choice making options, better decision making options. So once you have a better choices in life, then your results is naturally will be better. Are you with me? Have you seen this? So you will feel the results is so very authentic because you rightly know this is what it is. Either somebody will have guided you, or you by yourself doing the trial and error, you got your insight, or somebody has shared their experience. Maybe your elders in your family, they have gone through the journey, so you're modeling them. There could be many ways that you're able to heighten your awareness, the insights. And then when you are ready to make a choice, it is an informed choice. It is an informed decision. And then the results, you're already there. 90% you've already done the work. Then 10% is all about using a skill, application, and then you will see the result. Okay? Now that result is going to be a better result than how you were earlier. So this is the success formula. So you should be working on improving your awareness. That is heightening level of insight and consciousness will then optimize your daily decisions. Improved awareness will also be able to lead for making better decisions. Finally, once you get your daily choices correct, you will dramatically accelerate your ability to accomplish and have a significant impact on it. You may ask, okay, I'm a housewife. I don't want to be a leader. No, you're already a leader, right? You're already a leader in the family. You're a leader in your own friend circle. You never know that somebody is influenced, somebody is inspired by your way of talking, or the opinions that you share, some information that you're sharing, they look upon you, especially the kids. You don't have to go anywhere. Family. You're naturally a leader. And once you become a parent, it's not just a responsibility, it is a leadership role. Okay? And I don't have to say anything on the work environment. It is important that it is an expectation that your growth map is similar to that of your life. It's just that you're not able to see that because we think what you do at work is, imposed on you. So it is in the, life also. But that's what I always feel. Business and work is not, life is not different from me. How I am in life is going to portray in business. How I am in business is definitely going to reflect in life also. Okay. Now, in terms of self-development. So you all know that this call is dedicated to self-development. However, we will also do some calls on parenting or some other calls in terms of how it is actually, maybe you will, have a growth perspective in that call. So we will pick up those topics which is enhancing your self-development. But if you don't have the understanding of what we are talking about, it's not going to help you take choices in life. So because of which, awareness is also important. Now, awareness means what we will do is, for every topic we will take, definition. Okay, we will take your definition, my definition, and what is reality definition. Maybe Google can help us. Okay, or maybe books can help us. And then we will talk about some myths. Okay, why do we have to do that? Because we need to unlearn and relearn. Unless there is an unlearning happening to us, It is not an actual learning. Do you agree with me? Do you see the importance of unlearning and relearning? Otherwise, the process is not complete. Because anyway, you will be filled with your own, when the cup is already full, it will not be filled. I'm not sure if you know the story behind this. There's a monk who lives in the top of the hill, and then there's this person from down the hill. He's wondering about searching for enlightenment, and he wants a guru to teach him. And he's like mind boggled that he wants to just go and get some wisdom and wants to prove that he can also get some enlightenment. He goes and finds the teacher, and then the teacher asks him to sit down. Okay, cool down, calm down. Let me give you some tea. And then the teacher places a cup. One cup for him, one cup for that person. Now, for him, he poured his cup. And then for the student, he started pouring the tea. And then, while he was pouring, the student kept talking. Because anyway, a student, when it's full, when the mind is so full, automatically the mouth, my guru always says this, mouth diarrhea. People have mouth diarrhea a lot. So you need to know when to stop. Okay? So the mouth diarrhea is happening to the student. And then, as the teacher keeps filling the cup has started overflowing. And the student is puzzled. So he's a teacher, he should know when to stop. And he keeps pouring. And the cup is overflowing. So he's screaming, and no, stop. The cup is overflowing. And then the teacher has to say exactly what I want to say. Your cup is actually overflowing. There is a gap for you to learn. So it is important to keep our cup empty. But keeping our cup, that is our mind, our consciousness, empty for us to receive something is going to be difficult. That is why habits like this, consistent, gradual, compounding effect. So that is going to help you unlearn and read. And then you should also know what are the mistakes you're doing. Mistakes can be anything which could be common or which could be from your family that you saw your elders doing, so you're doing, or which are some mistakes that created by our own personality, our own nature, our own tendency. We will get into autopilot mode and we think this is what it is, and then we continue to do that. And we will see what is the advantages and disadvantages of this particular topic. Suppose it is not there, what does it show up in your life? How does it show up? Suppose it is there, you're skilled at it, how does it work with you? And then style. Okay, now when I say style, for each topic, for this topic also, we're going to see what kind of productive styles behavior people have. I'm going to jot down two styles and you will assess for yourself, oh, okay, I'm this kind. I've been doing this for all these while. So you will find revelation, a lot of revelation from this kind of, I would rather say it's an informed awareness. So you'll find yourself wondering, okay, I've been doing this a lot. And then you will also back up with some theory. It is very important. You need to know what is the actual theory saying, because it's already been founded, researched, and given, right? We might as well want to take a perspective of those theories in reality and see how it is working for us. It is important that you should not ignore anything. At the same time, you should know how to, make use of what is required for you, for which you need to have a clarity, for which you need to have a real awareness. And then we will have some science backup. How many of you are excited? Do you need science backup? Do you need expert tips? Do you need to know what is industry standards? Yes, no? Okay. Now, what is the next step? As I said, once you get that awareness, we're going to do habits. Now, how are we going to make that better choice? Unless you act on it, it's not going to reflect on your result. So there is a distance between awareness and result. You need to fill that gap with your right kind of skills. What kind of skills? Because it is important that once you know fishing, you don't need anybody to guide you. All you need is only tools and hacks which is going to help you do the fishing. But if you do not know fishing, you're going to be a lifelong dependent on somebody or some situation or life itself. So it is very important to create that skill. If you find there is a problem in any area of life, and if you have clarity as to, no, this is not how it has to work for me. This is what I want. Once you know your problem and your goal, the only thing that you need to fill the gap is through your capacity, capability, skills. How do we do that? We need to take those habits forming transactions every day. And I'm here to tell you what are the successful habits. People who have already been successful, what are they doing so that we just have to model them and take it in. Because they've already seen the result. All we have to do is just apply them. If it's working for us, we'll keep it. If not, leave it and go to the next one. We'll also see some hacks, okay, I get it. Habits are important. And how long can I keep doing this weight loss thing? It's not just reflecting on my weight scale at all. So what we're going to do is we'll also see some shortcuts. When I say shortcuts, there is actually no shortcuts for success. There is actually no overnight success. There is no overnight gimmicks that you can do. But we can take some hacks which can save your time and effort, money, resources. How? It will take some multiple techniques. We will see what is available on the internet, what do people do, and what is working for them in terms of how are they able to save time. You know why I'm talking about hacks? Because it's going to save time and give us more time to concentrate on others. I'll be the first person to found on it because I'm on a mission to help women to achieve freedom from time, stress, and death. I'm like a freak. When I see something which is giving me time freedom, I'll go grab it first because time is the expensive currency. How many of you agree? More than money, time is expensive, especially for us. Yes, no? Right now?
Yeah, totally agree. We wish we have more hours, more than 24 hours to do all our courses.
Absolutely. In fact, I would like to appreciate you. By this time, you may be having some other commitment. or you may have wanted to do something else, but you're still here. I truly respect your time. And that time is definitely going to be productive for you when you're going to, have an insightful discussion and you're feeling, oh wow, I can use my time. In fact, it is going to save my time and I'm going to apply it. That is what I am intended to do because trust me, I don't want to spend my time in any unproductive activity. Be it a conversation or be it watching any series, I don't want to do that. But watching series for the fun sake or just to, let it out, that's a different thing. But if there is anything that I would like to do, because my value system will only direct me to those which is going to save my time, my stress level, and money, resources, energy. Okay? That's what is going to be the purpose of hack. And now direction. Now we know we are very skilled at it because we know exactly, okay, this is not going to work. This is what is the right way. We know that kind of an awareness and judgment. How do we do this? Unless you know you have a clarity of where you want to reach. That is your goals, your vision, your mission. It's not going to be easy for you. I'll tell you. You might take a lot of takeaways from this. You might want to, apply this. But then, at the end of the day, if you do not know how it is going to help you reach where you want to go, it's not of any use. It's just for fun. Okay? So you need to have that right kind of goals. And then we will add up, spice up, spruce up with expert tips. Like, how does the Amazon CEO really do this? Starlink, Elon Musk, what Microsoft Bill's mind is talking about. Have you seen the documentary? Bill Gates' mind. I think the name of the thing is Inside Bill's mind or something. I watched it last year. Very nice one. So we want to know what are those people do. And then we're just going to model. Okay? I know this could be too far away reach for working, the household moms. Why is it needed for a household mom? As I already said, it is not just those people who are, on the work mode. It is also important how effectively you are running your family. If you're running your family, it's going to be smooth. They're going to be cooperative. You exactly are in sync with what the other family are. Then it is all the more important. It is all the more, having the capacity to free you up, and then you're going to be freely working. So everything has connection, I would say. Everything is emergent. And if you're able to tap in that energy zone, you are at your genius operating. You are at your flow state. That is what is momentum. And for you to get that momentum, you need to go awareness, skills, and then profit. And you will also do some book review and you will take some energy out of it. Okay? Now, this is a wider aspect of why we're doing what we're doing. This may not be repeated every other calls in detail, but I will go through an overview for you so that you're in alignment with everything. Now, how does it going to help you? It's going to give you a great start, build awareness, cultivate great habits. If you are going to see yourself that you are going to show up every Saturday, no matter what, even your husband, your kid will, mom, it's a Saturday for you, you need to attend the class. They will tell you, they will remind you, looking at your consistency, looking at your interest level, they will tell you, wow, you are something. Okay? That's happening to me. But, if it's happening to one person, it should definitely happen to the other person. And you will see you're building your confidence. You may not be doing actual, activity or experiential learning here, but then if you're able to, apply what is being taken out from here, you will see that result will come. And you will also see you're developing a learning culture. I want you to have, no matter whether it's, 2 people or 3 people, even if it's 1 person, between you and me, you'll have a learning culture. Okay? That commitment is should. Then you will see there is naturally growth, both in you, in me. Okay? Hi, Pallavi. Pallavi, I can see you. This Pallavi is, I don't know, but, big hand. Okay. How can you make use of this? You're going to participate, learn, and reflect. Reflect in the sense, how can you reflect? Can you tell me? Can anybody tell? How will you reflect from what you have learned? How can you reflect? What is the mode of reflecting? Maybe you would like to share it with your family, or maybe you can share it in the group, whatever is your takeaway, or you can pick up that person who is attended here and then maybe you can share it with them, or you can join it. If you don't want to share it with anybody, you can join it. Or simply, you just apply. For your own self to see whether it's working. Okay? Then the next step is to apply, improve, and it could also be helpful for your career. Okay? What kind of impact you will get? You're going to build a great character. You know your strengths because you're going to see a lot of personality styles and do some quick assessments. You may be laughing at yourself, okay, that means you're assessing. Okay? That is self-awareness. You're going to be a lifelong learner. My commitment is to have continuous sessions, but it's just that mode of rendering could be different, but it will be a lifelong learning. If you are also a lifelong learner, here's to you. Learning right steps from the right person is also important because you're all busy moms. It is important to have the, your time spent valuable. You're going to save time, money, and efforts to do this because it's of free of cost. As long as it is available, I would like to do it. Okay? And then what we will do is some sort of honor for us to how ethically we will approach this business. One is to show up. We take the commitment that we will show up. We'll be on time and we will participate. Whatever you know, just feel free to unmute and then either, if you're going to be typing, sometime I may miss it, but it's better to unmute and then just stop. And if you want to leave, it's absolutely fine. You may want to log in, log out without informing, it's okay. And if you want to reflect, as I said, go back to the community and also please take forward. If you found this valuable, and go back to the community and just share your 2 cents. It's definitely going to inspire the other person to come in and take what they want, and they will have to pass on to it. Okay, that's how anybody can grow because only you have to grow. I think Google is amazing, but if you all have to grow as a community, it's important that we contribute from there. Now about the topic. Now, since it's an introduction call, I don't have to go through this, it is very important. Next call on this, we will see how these code of honor is going to get applied, and after then it is easier for us to just jot down. Okay? It's the same mode that I'm going to be taking for all specific topics: awareness, skills, and direction. Now in this call, what we will see, I want you to participate from here onwards. It's more of a participating. I would really want to know what is your takeaway from this. When I say definition, I would like to know 2 words from you so that it will be an interactive one. Otherwise, we will also have certain topics, certain concepts where I will only talk, which is absolutely fine. But certain areas, if you talk and if you say, then it is a reassurance. You are reinstating yourself saying, no, this is not it is. I need to know a lot. You will come to an understanding. While it is important to share, you open up, and it is appreciable, it's totally, it's a very conducive learning atmosphere. Nobody is going to take anything wrong. You can be free to say what it is because every opinion is valid. But you will also find that other person's perspectives, oh, okay, maybe this could also be a way. That will be interesting. Unless you participate, you will not. I want to know what is your definition for productive. Being productive, either as a working mother or a homemaker or as a person. What have you seen in others that how are they productive? How are they efficient? In your own language.
So to plan well and execute?
Absolutely. Planning well. Anything else? What is important to be productive? If you are at work, how do your managers see that, hey, you are good, you are efficient? What separates that? And how would you want to see your colleagues or your team members to get productive? And how do you think your family wants to see you being productive? Or you've already been productive, and how do they appreciate you? And how do they look at you? I know they're not going to acknowledge, that's a different topic. But how will you see yourself? Say, look, today it was a productive day. How would you say that? Planning well? I would rather say it's very perfect. If the planning is good, I think 90% is taken.
I think finishing off whatever it is with a given time.
Absolutely. Finishing is also important. You finish what you start.
So you are happy that your checklist is all
completed. Your happiness is important. That will also indicate. What else? Okay. So we'll see what is the definition in general. Okay. Productivity, I'm going to be writing few words because it is important that we go verbal in certain areas. Okay? Productivity refers to the amount of work you can get done in a certain amount of time. That is getting results you aim with less time and effort. Getting results you aim, that is you already have a clarity, what you want. That is also important. That is why the planning is that. With less time and effort. And I would rather say using, okay, now I would leave that for the second line. There is also another component which is going to attribute the productivity, that is using resources. Because suppose I don't have Zoom, how would you think I will be productive for rendering this kind of a copy? Can I do that on WhatsApp? Can I do that only PPT and render it to you? Do you think it is efficient? It is creating an impact. No. So, what are all the points that you're seeing? One is, you need to have an aim. You need to have that end point in your mind. You need to have less time spent with lesser effort, and then using maximum resources. So everything put together is going to define your productivity. Okay? People, what is actual productivity for generally in terms of people's minds? Okay? People want to be productive, and that's the real problem. Because they just want, and they don't become productive. I'm here to tell you. Sometimes we would want to do that, but we don't become. It is important in life that if you want to become happy, you have to become happy. That means I'm talking about process. Progress. That is also important. It is not just planning. It is not just end result. It is also the progress which is going to define your happiness quotient, your efficiency, your satisfaction level. Everything the magic relies on the progress that you are taking. That it is happening in you. I'm going to say a hi to Alan. Alan is from India. Big hi. The true meaning of being productive is misunderstood by many. They think the capacity of a person to work for maximum output in an efficient, effective place, effective what? Okay. But the real true sense of being productive is wanna be productive or two different things. Do you agree with this? We would take a consensus and then leave. If there is any conflict, we might as well want to clarify. Have you ever seen yourself that you wanna be, but you are not actually? So many of us have. Every day we have this problem. So we need to identify what is the gap that we are not able to find ourselves being productive. There could be some days that, like Pooja said, or like Anita said, the day when they are planned well, or the day when the checklist everything is over, they are being productive. Okay? Because they just didn't want, they were productive. There's a huge difference. I would allow you to reflect on this, maybe after this call, and just think through as to how you can make, this could be one thing that you want to reflect. Do a self-assessment. And if I have to give you a crash course, okay, this is just to quick takeaway, how you want to achieve. That means you need to be very clear in your intent. If you want to increase your productivity, think about what is driving you to do so. What is the purpose that you are driving your action? And is it giving you a better version of yourself? Like Pooja said, I'm satisfied. That's it. Have you not felt Pooja? When you are satisfied and you're happy, you are a different version than how you started. And because you were able to click all that, check mark, all the to-do list, you were driving for something. It could be towards your purpose, which is okay. It's just 1% of contributing towards your purpose, which is a long-term purpose. Absolutely fine. But you're progressing towards your purpose. All your actions, everything is synergized towards your purpose. So that is something that you have to check. Do you want to also take better care of the people around you or the environment? That is also going to determine how productive you are. Because you're going to take maximum use of your resources around you. I'm sure you should know, when I talk to you about your environment, your resources, like how you're going to conserve energy, how you're going to conserve your money towards it. Everything matters. Even in kitchen, right? It cannot be a war zone that you're like making use of everything possible and then leaving the place like a mess. So less is always more when it comes to productivity, efficiency, essentialism and all that. You're going to see all that one by one. And your ultimate purpose will help you steer whatever challenges you face. So that means your intent has to be very clear. So your intent is not just your purpose, it is also how you're going to help others. So that's a key area. You just work this out tomorrow, next 24 hours, entire day, just check your intent. Okay, you're waking up, so what? Is it for yourself or is it also including others? And then you will see the end of the day, your actions followed by that intent is going to give you a different, better version of it. You will see that and let me know. Then model, okay, now that I have an intention, okay, tomorrow I wake up with a real true intention. But I don't know how to do it. All you have to do is quickly model something, maybe for kitchen. Okay, you could refer some good recipes on YouTube. How are they doing? That can be just a bad minimum example of it. Or if there is a real problem, striking you off and you're like, today I got to face this problem because I have a true intention. I'm helping out my family or helping out my team members. I got to, complete this problem. Then what you're going to do is look for people who can inspire you. You don't have to search everywhere, man. You don't have to worry that I'm sitting here, how can I reach my manager and all that. Simply think about the resources which can help you reach. One is phone. You can talk to your family members. I do this. Okay, whenever there's a problem, I take perspectives of both elder and young. Really, I do this. I go and ask my daughter, hey, you know what? Yeah, I have this. You don't know. You come up with so surprisingly some solutions. Sometimes it will be a hit. It will be like, okay, I didn't get this perspective so far. It will be an eye-opener for me. And of course, we can tweak that and then use it to whatever, we want. But then that kind of spark comes out of it. You may want to try this, you must have tried it with your children, or you may want to do that consciously. And then I go to my elders in the family. Most of the time, it will be only life-related problems. Okay, unless you are in corporate that you're, swallowed like 10 hours or 12 hours in a day, you're filled with your office problems, you might want to venture out those kind of people. But then, if you have the same kind of people in your family who has already worked, not necessarily that they have to go through the same line of work, but their experience stops. And experience cannot be taught. It's their experience. You can't hold that at all. You can take an insight from it. You got to go deep. Shallow learning will not allow you to take the right kind of strategy. It is not going to give you an insight. You got to go deep. Have a conversation to understand. I've done this. I go to my father, I just simply say, he may not understand the problem, even, 60%. It is still okay. 50% he understands, and he gives his own solution. I go and seek his perspective. He flows his perspective based on his experience, his perspective and all that. I take that as an inspiration. Okay. At least that energy that he's passed on, the confidence that he has met to, at least I can be restricted. Okay, I'm not the only person who's gone through. Maybe the degree, the angle of the problem is different. But the problem could be found. Okay. So I do this. And I go to my friends, equal level, who are going through the same profile, like a married person, who has children, who's working and all that. I go match that profile and then ask them. And I go talk to those people who carry good intentions now, because I can't keep sharing my problems and then they keep sharing that problem to the entire world. No. Find those kind of people who are like-minded, who are truly intentional to help you. If you talk to them, trust me, it helps me a lot. When I talk to different degree of ages and I talk to the same age, same kind of a profile, I get a lot of clarity. At least I get the confidence, okay, I can stay through this. Now I have that thing, I have the potential in me. I know the wisdom is also in us. Wisdom lies within is one of the principles in me. So I tap that wisdom with the help of the confidence that I got, the vibes that I got from these people. And go on, take your time. You will also be surprised to see there could be some rationale behind what they are saying. And if you are able to deeply understand the rationale, there you go, you have solutions. How many of you can you feel what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have to try, you may not have tried it, but at least can you see that there's a possibility of modeling. Modeling is I would rather say it's a very powerful thing. Unless you are open and willing to do that. We are anyway modeling, we model our parents. We have been doing that, we model our teachers. We have been trained to model. And our children is modeling us. You can't deny. So modeling is everywhere. We have been doing it unconsciously. That is why I said it has to give you an insight and consciously. In this at least 90 minutes or so, at least next half an hour, you're going to do this consciously. And you're going to do that, take that consciousness into habit. As I said, simple awareness is not going to get you the result. You need to act on it. You need to show that progress. You don't want that. Turn that productivity into habit. So better productivity requires some work. You need to keep your hands dirty. It may take up to 3 months to form an habit because there's 21 days or 90 days and all that is a formula. I mean, there are theories behind it, but there's a reason to it. Once it becomes a habit, it's going to be easier to integrate into your routine. Okay? How many of you like this crash course? Crash course in just 2 minutes. Was it valuable? How many of you can relate?
Yeah, it's enough.
You can relate? Great. Alright, now about measuring. Like few people said, how are you going to measure? One, if somebody wants to say, or if you want to call yourself productive, how will you measure? Look at the focus time that you have. Look at the measure of your focus. Focus can be in two parts. One is concentration and one is attention. If you do not know this, I'll tell you. Productivity is not about your results. As I already said, it's about your progress. But in the progress, the new currency for productivity is not time. It is focus. Okay, from today onwards, you have to remember, it is not about managing your time. It is about how much focus are you. That is what it is going to produce. So that's what it is, because we are in the digital era. We are filled with the distractions. Poor kids, at least born in 80s and 90s, we know how to have a self-control in terms of, we're not seeing, this level of distractions in our childhood. Okay, we have not been seen. But sadly, even the elders have got tuned to all the distractions. People are very much in, alignment with how they can fail, they can fail easily and then fall prey to all distractions. Despite of it, your time you have to manage, you have to produce results, you have to be efficient at home, at work, everywhere, take care of your health and all that. How are you going to do all that? You're going to deep dive into it and see how much you're able to have the capacity to focus. When I talk about focus, I will be going deep dive into it and I will tell you what are all the same awareness, skills and direction in focus also. What is that you're doing mistakes all these while? What is your personality towards focus? How are you at this present moment and how is it supposed to be? You will be wondering. And then what are the skills that you can bring to get that focus? What are the distractions? What are all the things possibly happening which is going to divert it? So you see deep dive into it. And then attention management is another term you will have to understand. Inside focus, how much you are able to, be attentive is what is going to determine you. I know this could be, I'm not saying it's going to be difficult, but it's new. When we look at this as a topic by itself, you will know what it is. Okay? And then you will also find yourself measuring through your efficiency, that is quality. If you get satisfied, wow, I've done a great quality. So that is going to measure your productivity. And then suppose you're skilled at it. Can you confirm you're doing a multitasking? Everybody do the multitasking, right? Why? Because you're skilled at that particular area. Again, multitasking is a myth. There is nothing called multitasking in it is like how much you are able to focus at that point of time and how your skill at it is going to give you that result in time. So, talent is also a determining factor to measure your productivity. Suppose you're not talented. For example, I'm not talented to do this video. I'm at the beginner stage and finding where is the button for unmute, video, recording and all that. Do you think I'm going to be productive, using my time effectively, your time effectively, rendering effectively and all that? No. So, skill is also important. That is why I said that you need to fill that gap with skill. Okay? And then energy. I'm sure you will not deny this. How many of you feel energy quota is also something that you have to look at it every day? No matter how skilled you are, no matter how efficient you are in terms of managing your time. At the end of the day, you're like exhausted, you're like burnt out. You would want to know, is it really productive? That's where people get lost. They get into addiction mode. The next very topic is addiction. People think they are productive. They're like toxic productivity coming. They don't know how much it is going to, be harmful down the lane. One day they will be surprised that they will have a divorce or a breakup of no reason because they haven't seen through that journey at all. So energy and brain power is also something that you have to, especially as a mother, you don't have to say reason for, energy suckers, right, around us. Energy drainers. So you need not just people, even, gadgets and even situations could be energy suckers. You need to have a watch over that. And then time. How much, what are all the things which is taking your time? You need to minimize. You need to simplify the task. You need to be able to, first of all, identify that. And then take an action of simplifying. How? You need to know what skills that you need to, simplify that. So, for example, mind map. Okay, all that I learned. Suppose I'm going to give you a load of information what Google is giving you. Do you think you can have that productive session? No. Mind map is a classic example of simplification, both in terms of time and in terms of effort. Okay, and money. I've just been to a program called Money Management, and I can't, to cut a long story short, I can't tell you how much it is helping my family in terms of simplifying our money management. I did it with both me and my husband and my daughter. All three of us did it. 3 days extensive program in Chennai. If you are going to Chennai in India, anytime please ask me. It's just a wonderful program for a family to do, especially couples. Okay, and if your kid is also there, he or he is able to grasp concept. You don't know how much it is going to help them in the future. Right now, we are talking money management. We are doing the job principle. We are doing all the exercise because finance topic will be so stressful and tell you traumatic topic every minute. We sometimes skip the topic. Many of us do not even talk. Many ladies won't talk about finances. But now we want to do that. We look forward for that every month. We want to know how we have saved money. We want to know how much we are able to, use that unused money for our investments. And we are right now clear in terms of how much we have to save for our child, use it, celebration. We are not going to skip any of our vacation, all that. Okay. So, that is also productivity. Suppose you know exactly, you have a debit card, you have $1,000 to spend for this, that means you're productive. You don't have to worry on anything. You open an account and you are saving that percentage of money for your self-education. You exactly take that debit card or credit card, swipe that money and you're free of cost. So that is productivity when it comes to money. And efforts, The effort is consistent. It is not going to be overnight. You cannot do the money management or you cannot do the relationship management, stress management or learning activities overnight. It has to be consistent. Okay. That is why code of honor. The first code of honor is show up. Doesn't matter. When we are going through some problems, my parents and my teachers have always been telling us, show up. What doesn't matter. Even if you're someone is waiting for 3 days, show up. Your attendance is important. And we felt frustrating those times. But then when you are a parent and you're able to tell our child, you exactly know that it is important that you show up. Right now, I'm showing up. Doesn't matter whether it is going to give me money or if it is taking my family time. It doesn't matter. I'll show up. Okay? And then resources. How effectively, first of all, you need to know what kind of resources you need. If you are not aware of, tools and techniques, you're going to go around it. Okay? This is normal. But then, I would not accept this as a normalcy when you are in this digital age. That is why awareness. That is why you need to take that step ahead to understand, what people are using. What is the world talking about? Where are we going to be in the next few years? So many things have come after the lockdown, after Corona. The world is taking a turn. You will see AI is going to invade a lot of industries. That's a different topic by itself. Are you in alignment? Are you ready to upgrade your system, your operating system here? That is the question that you need to ask. Then you will find the answer. Then you can choose the right kind of resources. It is going to reduce your effort. Thereby, it is going to reduce your risk. You see, the productivity could be a long journey by looking at the way I, explain. But then, if you put the correct pieces in the puzzle, you will see that habit is, the productivity is going to be habitual. Okay? The reason why I talk this very authentically is because there are certain areas which is very habitual. I don't see that as an effort. It could be either cooking, taking care of my health, or money management, for that example, I just gave you, or even teaching. Teaching, I don't see that as an effort because it has become habitual for me. Why? Because I show up. If I have to do this, I do that. Doesn't matter. Maybe I skip 1 or 2 days. It's quite normal. Everybody has a journey. Everybody has human. But you need to have the code of honor in you. You need to have that consistency as a habit. That is why I insist on habits. That too successful habits. So you don't have to go around. Okay? You don't have to do the mistakes what I did. And I don't have to do the mistakes what my mentors did because they were grateful enough to render their wisdom. And I was good enough to receive it from them. That's all it takes. Okay? So are you with me so far? Give me a love symbol or unmute and say, are you able to relate to what we are talking about?
Absolutely.
And then output. Now people are important. People are, also asking about usage. It is very important. Okay, I get it. Your intention is clear. What about the result? At work they will ask, at family, what about the food? If the food is not in the plate, what are you even talking? So output is also important. Output is also important because the journey is going to get translated into quality. The quality has to get translated into quality for you to measure your productivity through your results or through capacity that you're able to resolve a problem, resolve your own problem or somebody else's problem, or you're able to reach that place. That means you have a capacity that can be quantified. Wonderful. How can we quantify? For example, I take the Zoom call. I can quantify the effort in terms of maybe taking the attendance, or this is just a bare minimal example because this is like a voluntary initiative. But suppose I do an ad and the ad is spent, like money is spent on it, that is going to give me all the energy. So that's going to quantify my effort. Okay? Similarly, at work you're going to have a performance metric. All the client related ones or anything that you want to at work, it is important to quantify your effort. Otherwise, it's no productivity. Okay? And then rewards. That could also be an indication. Okay, you may have a Hall of Fame at office or some rewards and recognition for you to say, okay, you've completed this milestone. This is your next milestone. That means at that level, you're productive enough. Okay? You can be rest assured that you're skilled, you're an expert, and you move on. So that could be your measure for you to, measure your capacity or your milestone. And then we don't consider there is also another dimension apart from quality and quantity. That is going to be outcome or impact. In other words, okay, that is also important because one of the participants here, I can see that said, happiness is also important. Satisfaction is also important. That is also a measure. Could be like yield. Yield can also be in quantity. It can also be, I don't know how we can say that as an impact. But then what about the results? The results in terms of, suppose you have helped your child to pass an exam, or you've helped your child to, my daughter is doing a public speaking topic now. We have helped her in such a way, but she is rendering it, and there is no mark or there is nothing is given. But then she comes and hugs me and say, "Oh, I did really good." Or when we see her video, we get the satisfaction. So that is the outcome that we get. In creativity, sometimes when I do something creative, I feel, oh wow, I have a different perspective. I feel different. I see a different version of myself. I didn't know that I had this creativity. Maybe you're able to create a music. If you're a musician, you've been playing on instruments, suddenly there is some music that you're creating. That is nice. Innovation. You found out something, which is really, it could be a shortcut. It's reducing time or anything, useful for somebody. That is an innovation. That is a measure again. Happiness, you don't have to say about that. Cost effective, obviously time saving, effort saving. As I said, saving your brain power is also important. Something that you're able to do and you're expert at doing, it is not going to take much of your time. It is not going to exhaust you. That means you're productive in that way. You exactly know how much time is needed, what masalas are needed for that, in what proportion, and that's all it is. So you clearly can judge, especially in the kitchen. You can apply this and see. If you want to do a recipe which is a very regular staple food, you're not taking much of your brain power, you're not showing autopilot. So your momentum, when you have to get to that momentum, it is very important that you practice your SWOT. I mean, keep turning your SWOT. It's also very important to sharpen your SWOT like this. Learning and unlearning, relearning, it is also important to sharpen. And then when you're doing an autopilot thing, that means you're expert in that. Then your results are natural, it's going to be a second nature, and your satisfaction level will also increase. So that is when you can go to the leadership level. That is the next level for you to step up. Unless your foundation are very clear, you cannot step in. That is going to stuff your brain power more. You're going to portray the same bad vibes into your family. Everything is going to be a mess. Okay? Proficiency is also another measure to your productivity. Suppose my daughter attempted for a 6th grade. Okay, she could skip from 2nd to 4th. She wrote an exam entire subject for 3rd grade. At 4th grade, she is proficient at all the subjects in 3rd grade. So in math or any subject that any person comes, she's going to bypass that stage and go to the next stage of beginning stage of the 4th grade. So that means she has overcome that. Not really overcome. She could achieve that proficiency in that particular previous grade. So that is also being productive. Okay? Competency, again, talent. How competent are you in that area, which is also going to help you become competent. So some projects, some tasks will be assigned to you because you are an expert already. You're competitive than others. Even at home, you may have seen, I don't know about others. Usually it's common between spouses, they don't want to take the vacation plan. Somebody don't want to take the decision making activity at all. They outsource it to the other person. And this person doesn't want to talk about finances, they outsource to the other person, which is actually not recommendable, as far as I recommend. As a woman, it is important to share that finance things also. But in terms of other areas, you may have seen one of them is competitive in that area. And then it is easy for the other person to judge. Okay? So you need to find that area which is competent for you, or that area which is not yet, you need to increase that competence. Then you will see the results. Then you can see time will reduce your, you may even reduce your resources, because the more you work on it, you will exactly know this is not all this, let's say 100 grams of masala is nothing that I just worry it's 3 grams of masala. Okay? And then you're becoming efficient, naturally. And your accomplishments, as I said, milestones can also be an indicator for your satisfaction. Okay? So when you're talking next time about productivity, remember, this is how you measure. Then you will find the problem. Are you finding problem in skills area, or you're finding a problem to find the actual problem? You do not know yet what is the problem, then you are in the awareness zone. You need to do more research and take multiple perspectives, dwell on it, reflect on it to understand the problem first. Then you're going to work on the right thing. And naturally, you will, for everything and anything, I would rather say you need to know the end of it. End point. You need to work towards. Unless you know the end point, what are we actually working towards? That is more important. Okay? Now, this is interesting. I want you to assess yourself and see. Are you interested to know what kind of extreme personalities are existing in the world in terms of productivity? You want to see where you are standing. Yes, no, maybe. Are you interested to know where you stand?
Yes, very much.
Okay, so Pooja. So the first one is the efficiency of the obsessiveness. Okay. These are the people. They are highly. Yeah, already. They are hyper organized and obsessed with people. They are the master of inbox view. That is, people, if you go to the Gmail, I can clearly show you an ecstatic example. That will be my husband. If I check his email, his inbox will be empty. Okay. Sometimes I feel like overwhelmed to get a shocker. Okay. And then I will go, okay, there's something to learn. I will see what is the rationale behind doing. It is organizing. He's really good at organizing. Okay? Not just inbox, it is also his wardrobe, it is his things on his desk. So the point here is hyper organized. Okay. And also, they have lost sight of the bigger picture, do not know how to distinguish between efficiency and effectiveness. I want to know, what is your perspective? What is your understanding? How do you see this? Do you agree this is existing? Do you see it could not be your own self, or at least there could be some classic examples around you, people around you who are, I didn't get your question enough. I'm asking you, have you seen anybody around you who are like this? Or
like over-organized, right?
Yeah, hyper-organized.
All the parents.
Yes, because they are very much recognized. Absolutely. That generation is like, they are like fixed there. This is what it is. But have you seen that hyper-organizing in them? Do you see that as an obsessiveness?
Yeah, because they are not able to convince even now, they compromise, even when they are old, even if they ask them not to do, they still do it.
Okay. They lack flexibility.
The kind of obsession, right?
Absolutely.
Or maybe they are disciplined.
Yes. So now you need to understand, obsessiveness comes because they are not flexible. They are not able to adapt. They want to stick with the same old, it's called fixed mindset, right? But why is it called hyper-organized? I hope you get the point. Like, when you're hyper, that means you're like, you don't see the other perspective at all. You're not open. And it is getting overwhelmed. You are more, maybe you're an autopilot. It is helping you, in a way that it is your strength. Because you're able to be organized, because it's clean, you're structured. But when it is hyper-organized, there is something that you need to watch. They are like strictly avoiding the other areas, which is not, supportive for the growth. Growth has to happen taking consideration of both left side and right side. You got to meet in the middle. That's where the actual growth happens. You just cannot be always on the left side, neither on the right side. Okay? The next one will be selfish productivity. They are obsessed with their own goals. And if they are asked to collaborate, they are not interested. They do have the bigger picture in mind, but they remind their biggest purpose. I want you to let me know what is the pros and cons of it. They are obsessed with their own goals. What happens when somebody is obsessed with their own goals and if they have to ask to collaborate, they're not a team player. So they cannot exhibit the sportiveness or the team player spirit at work. It's going to affect their performance review. It's the same case with family.
Yeah, they won't be ready to answer.
Is it the same way with family also? Have you seen the same thing happening in family? It could be elders, it could be spouse, it could also be children among their friends also. Have you seen that behavior coming up? They could be individual contributors all the time. But if they are, I would rather say you should also see the personality type. Okay, individual contributor is sometimes very good for an introvert because they don't want to get better. Introvert has their own strengths and weaknesses. Okay, but we are talking about obsessiveness, selfish productivity. I hope you see the difference. What could be the other con, or what is the advantages that we are missing to see? Advantage could be that they're really focused. They have a clarity in what they want to do. They have a bigger picture. They can, have a vision, which is not existing in others. Which could be a strength area for them. But the problem is they only remain at the biggest focus. So people turn to be narcissists. So they're not worried about others. You can find certain examples like this at your work. Okay? Inside family, you have a lot of personality. At your friends area or your neighborhood, they'll be like, they do what they have to do and they keep going. Okay? The next one, quantity obsession. They mistakenly equate productivity with output. Classic example is our conventional manufacturing output. They were only worried about how much is output. The British era, they were only talking about numbers. That's exactly what we are doing even now. The AI is basically for numbers. The quality aspect is something that came after the industrial revolution happened. That's where they took into aspect of quality. Now the industry is also, if you see experts, if you see the successful people, they insist on quality. As much as they want to do 10x of their output, they also insist on quality. Classic example is Apple. I don't know how many Apple fans are there. I have recently become an Apple fan. I turned all my devices into Apple because of its efficiency, and because of its efficiency, I feel very productive. And the quality that it has, which is unmatchable, unparalleled with any of the products till now. Because of high performance, they stand out, and hence their profit margin is huge. Okay? They are more prone to, Apple is an example of quality, but then here, people who are quantity obsessed, they will only be prone to fall prey to burnout. Have you felt that? Sometimes we will not know, we will like toxically productive, we're like working hard and hard and hard. Maybe we are enjoying the process, we don't know. That means we are obsessed. I want to work because my passion, maybe really you're enjoying, you don't know. But then, you also have to have a check on your burnout quota, exhaustion quota, the energy draining quota, the brain power quota to understand whether you are leading to a healthy lifestyle or not. Because otherwise, if you're not aware of it, one day it is hit you on 6. Okay? How many of you are with me? Then toxic productivity is the outcome of extreme productivity. Toxic productivity is the outsized desire for productivity at all times, at the expense of others' priority. It could be at office, you could find somebody is taking all the name and all the rewards and all the promotions. They suck other people's productivity also and then establish their own self. And so maybe the degree that we are doing should be different. We are sucking our family time, our passion, hobby time, and then putting everything here to call ourselves as productive. That's why after the corona, people have turned into more of a healthy lifestyle, inner self, to engineer our own self to understand how health, family time, and all that is important. Because lockdown has emphasized the importance of family and self, solitude like never before. Okay? If you are constantly working, keep check on yourself. While you rarely engage in hobbies, which allows us the opportunity to discuss, we can see how easily it is eventually to stop doing everything altogether. Toxic productivity inevitably also lead us to feeling burnout. By working ourselves to the point of exhaustion, we will eventually lose our way to do something. How do you see that you are not toxic productive? These are the signs. Okay? Make sure that you're not wasting any time. That you will always make sure that you're not wasting time. Whereas, for you to have your own time, you should not consider that as a waste of time. Maybe spending time watching TV or just hanging out, relaxing, going for a walk is not a waste of time. If you are not able to see that perspective, that means you are toxic productive. You are the one who are turning your hobbies into side projects. That is also toxic productivity. If you are the one who are feeling guilty that you are not hitting your targets yet, check on that. If you are the one who always want to make your work a priority, that is also toxic productivity. Because work life is also important. And the family life, work life balance is equally important. You constantly want to feel busy, that is another classic one. Inability to turn off, that is, you are unable to shut off work-related activities even on your bed. When you're talking to your child, you're not actually listening just on the phone. Or when you're talking to somebody on the phone, you're constantly sitting on something else. about your emails or something like that, then you're like productively suffering. Your guilt about productivity could be like not getting enough work. That is also another productivity topic. Some days I felt, okay, I don't have enough work. That means what? My productivity is going down, my performance will not happen, they're going to give me a different rating and all that. That mindset is also toxic. Okay? Problems with health and personal relationships. How does it happen? You begin to experience issues with your own health and relationships based on all these other issues. Your significant others may feel that they are getting less of your time and taking them. Usually it is women who feel this because the man is not able to, give us the time. It could also be someone. Have a second. Okay? But if your spouse is doing, tell them, hey, look, you're toxically productive. Will you do that? Yes, no? Have you learned something today?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up today and we will see the rest of it. And I would want to give you a peek of what is going to happen the next following week. This is only for you. After this, we'll see what are the mistakes you're doing and how urgency is going to help you get productive. And then we will quickly drive down to the skills. This is the most interesting part. I think we are all looking forward for this, even me. What are the things that you need to be productive? Time management, focus, discipline, motivation, prioritization, augmentation. This is not just a dump of what Google is telling you. I'll tell you what. This is all facts. These are all some new concepts. Will be mind-boggling. It will not let you to sleep. That's all I can guarantee. Because again, we will see awareness, skills, and hacks for everything that you're going to manage with. About focus, everything. Okay, skill-wise, you're going to go deep dive into it. But for now, what we will do, I'm sure we had a great value today. I would want you to reflect on what you have gained so far, and I would like to thank you for spending this valuable time with me. I also learned along with you, and we're all going to do an activity that we would like to take forward. Okay, I would like to thank my mentors who've given this wisdom. I would like to thank all those people, including my family, who had helped me have the sessions, who have been supportive outside this. The same with your family, with people whom you know that who have been supportive for this learning hours. And we will also be able to pay forward for people who contributed. Okay, we will go and share what we have taken away from this session inside the group, so it will be an encouraging point of view. Shall we do that? Yes. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, sure.
We will see next week. Thank you so much, Linda. It was very insightful and very useful. Appreciate all your time and effort. Well, it's mutual. It's truly mutual because, as I said, it's your learning. Okay? Thank you. I'll see you next week.